Martin. I am live streaming WWE 2K23, myrise the lock. When we left off, we had just did the tournament in Japan. We finished the round robin in, and now we're going to face Chosen for the championship at the Tokyo Dome. While I'm fighting, we're going to talk a few things about what happened from Wednesday night on AEW and go over a few of the possible ramifications that it caused for WWE and their whatever shit show they got going on. So let's see what Chosen has to say.
I'm working on my victory post for after I win the tournament final. Do you think 50 fire emojis is too much? Or will it really drive home the point that I'm on fire?
You ever hear the expression, don't count your chickens before they hatch?
No. Why would I not want to count my chickens? How else would I know how many I have? That is dumb.
Whatever. Point is, let's see how the match turns out before you start celebrating.
I already know how it's going to turn out. I went undefeated in the group stage while you had to win your last match just to barely clinch your spot in the finals. So, I have way more chickens than you.
You're really not getting that.
Also, your old friend Shawn Michaels sent me a DM that he'll be watching our match. Probably wants me to be his next Rock.
I don't think Sean will be interested in signing you after I embarrass you in the ring.
Now, who's counting their chickens?
All right. So let's take a look here. All right. So let's talk about some of the things that occurred on AEW Dynamite this past Wednesday. All right. So started out, supposed to be Ricky Starks versus Juice Robinson. I believe Juice used to be an NXT guy, didn't really make it, and kind of washed out. And he's making his name in Japan, which is good for him. I like Juice Robinson. I loved him with Fit Finley's son. I love their tag team Finn Juice. Really liked their run in Impact. Ricky Starks is really a good up-and-comer. I could see him eventually making WWE one day, especially with Cody in there, if Cody's still there. So Ricky Starks versus Juice. They do their intro and everything. It's supposed to be a grudge match. And then Ricky's back is turned, and who shows up but Jay White. Now this is bad for WWE on one thing. Jay White is right there with Dragon Lee. If you don't know, the Indies, if you don't know AEW, if you don't know Impact, if you don't know New Japan, anything like that, Ring of Honor, you don't know who Dragon Lee is. Okay, but yet they brought Dragon Lee in. They touted him as a top signing, and Dragon Lee's great. I'm not taking anything away from him, but Jay White is bigger. Jay White is a Grand Slam champion for New Japan, been all over the world, main evented so much in multiple companies. Probably the biggest free agent of the year. And WWE lets him slip through their fingers. Now, don't get me wrong, this is going to be better for Jay White in the long run because he's moderately known in AEW, where if he went to WWE, he's going to start all over, probably start in the mid-card round or get paired up with somebody, go tag team, and then go for a major title. But with AEW, you know, yeah, he may not even, he may go straight for, you know, a major card title, right away. So we'll see what happens with Jay White AEW. I don't think this is it for, you know, the last chance WWE's going to have with Jay. I do think that it was a major loss for WWE, and I think Triple H is probably kicking himself and probably swearing Vince's name up and down because of it. So now we've got the Trios Championship. House of Black versus Best Friends. Best Friends, again, a great group. Orange Cassidy, I think, is great. Trent, Beretta, Chuck, you know, they're all great. They're, you know, this is their first major company. They've got a long way to go. House of Black on the other one. Brody, Malachi, Buddy. Malachi and Buddy are both former WWE guys, and these guys are doing nothing but honing their craft. And this House of Black is a fantastic bit. I like what they're doing. I like, you know, now that Malachi's healthy and, you know, back where he needs to be. And, you know, like, I didn't ever realize how big he was, or just how dominant he was, but that, you know, that is going to be a future, like, 3 good, you know, if the WWE wants him, good signings in the long run. Because I'm sure Malachi wants to go back, I'm sure Buddy wants to go back, you know, Buddy being with Rhea, you know, Malachi being with Zelina, you know. But that match was good, you know. House of Black ended up pulling it out naturally. Then we had the women's championship, Jamie Hayter versus Rio. Rio being from Japan, a little bitty thing, but bisexual's 10 feet tall. Jamie Hayter is another unknown, really good, really honing her craft, has a bright future, and they paired her up with Britt, who, along with her, sky's the limit for Jamie. No matter where she goes. Really good match. And I'm all about sportsmanship. I really liked the sportsmanship at the end of the match. Hold on 1 second. Shinsuke jacket, Japanese Hall, Japanese Dome. Right, let's take a look at this menu. Upgrade attributes. I've got 30. What do I want to upgrade? I'm going to upgrade my defense. Yes. Okay, let's take a look at these messages. Chosen. Don't be upset, Chosen. One's I think I could help him. That's not what I saw. Winner has been crowned. He does receive Apex Personal Wrestling. I see this. Notice they say back. I acknowledge you, ADO, but I Sit at the dressing table. Everyone's journey is different. I still have any of those. Just get started. Hey, Cody! Slade is your Royal Rumble winner. Nothing has stopped me from achieving greatness. Blocked. Alright, let's see here. Just noticed WWE like the post, which maybe a sign. Who knows, but I'm not interested in going back. I have all the men in the world. I'm going to keep it going. Okay. Hey, any chance you're facing Adrian Buck in a rematch for my documentary? Adrian who? Buck, you faced him in British Rules match in a tournament. I'm going to be able to feature the documentary. Alright, of course, huge match. Totally remember. And hard background could really make good chemistry for learning us all. Okay, now so it's just this one of your booking matches. Must be happy to help. Let's go do this one. The message is gonna be so pumped. Oh, Buck, we just better not suck. Let's go get him. Okay. Okay. Bobby Lashley. Alright. So, after the Hater match, and they go backstage with the Outcasts, which, if you guys don't watch it, the Outcasts are Ruby Soho, Toni Storm, and Saraya, aka Paige. Interesting group. Very NWO-esque with the whole thing. Very big potential on all three of these ladies. You know, with Paige, we already know. Paige was one of the ones that helped started the women's division as it is now. But you've got Ruby Soho and Toni Storm. Toni Storm already a former AEW women's champion. You know, they're doing their food setting. That's something up for Double or Nothing, the next pay-per-view. So, you know, you had the Acclaimed decline JAS, which leads to a match this Friday night for Rampage. National MJF Day, MJF, you know, like true to form, you know, being the future biggest free agent of the year. I think he'll get lots of WWE. You know, not wrestling as much. He does his bit. Jungle Boy comes out to instigate, to push for a title shot. And Sammy comes out, Sammy Guevara, another great talent. May not be leaving AEW anytime soon, but I think in the future WWE would be, like, ecstatic to snag him. Goes up against Commander. So with Commander coming from AAA, if you like Dragon Lee, you're gonna love Commander. All of those guys in AAA, Commander, Dragon Lee, Viking, all of them, really, really good talent. Really, really, like, very much reminiscent of the old cruiserweight division of WCW. Very, very much. They have a banger of a match. Sammy comes out on top, and Sammy talks about how he wants to be the future World Heavyweight Champion, which I very well could see. You know, AEW needs to stop putting the belt on these former WWE guys, CM Punk, Jon Moxley, Chris Jericho, and I mean, even New Japan with Kenny Omega and Adam Page, and get some of their guys, their established guys at that belt. That's the only way that they're going to be able to keep their brand going. That's the thing. That's one of the things that WCW lost. You know, they were more worried about getting the old WWE guys all those titles. You know, the Outsiders. You know, Hogan. You know, Kurt Hennig. You know, they had a stranglehold on those belts for so long that they didn't even acknowledge the talent they had in Dean Malenko, Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Booker T. You know, it wasn't until at the end when they were trying to save their tail that they started seeing and started trying to establish the younger talent. You know, AEW has hopefully seen that and is starting to really grow from that. So we'll see. Only time will tell. So, the final match was the Guns, who you know will eventually show up at WWE at some time. They needed to stay together as a team. I think as singles wrestlers, they're pretty crappy. But they need to stay together as a team. And if they go to WWE, and bring their dad along to, like, manage them or something. But against FTR, who have already been in WWE once, and there was rumor that they were going to be coming back. Triple H had their ear. Triple H being back in control of creative. Had their ear, and he was going to bring them back. So, they did a titles versus careers match. If the FTR lost, they would never show up they would never be in AEW again. Everybody thought, okay, they're coming back. Well, no, they won. And then it was revealed that they had actually re-signed back in November, and this is all part of it, which was, good show. So, but the ramifications, I think, Vince, don't get me wrong, they got a lot of really good homegrown talent on roster there, with the NIL and everything, and going to these college campuses and getting these athletes that, probably wouldn't have anything after otherwise, and helping them grow their platform and everything. But you've got to have some of that established talent already too, some of these names that people know, to get these kids over. And so, 10 years down the line, when you bring in a Sammy Guevara, or a MJF, and then you've got this kid who's green, fresh out of college, coming into the NXT. You need somebody to work him over, give him a match, and help put him over, help teach him the ropes. So, everybody's talking about how Vince McMahon is back in control. I don't think he is. I think it's all a show. I think Trips is still in control of creative. You're starting to get out more of that, that it was all planned. The whole Brock Lesnar turn was all planned. The loss was planned. Everything was planned to make Cody bigger. Now, I don't know how you can be bigger than the #1 merchandise seller, which Cody surpassed this week. But they want to make him bigger, so that when he does win, it's going to mean more, which it's already going to mean more, because he's going to have to completely rebuild. So, we'll see. You're hearing rumors of a 5-on-5 Vince versus Triple H. The winner, gets creative control of WWE. So you put together a team. They're going to put together a team. There's rumor of that going to happen. I don't know. It sounds like it's a good idea. It'd be a good story, because you get those loyal to Vince, Brock, Omos, some of those guys that have been around forever, and then you get Trips guys, Gargano, Gunther, Ciampa, Kevin, Seth, just to name a few. Sammy will be the first one to sign up. And then you have a 5-on-5. Loser hits the road. Hold on. All right, guys. So I'm almost 30 minutes out from SmackDown. So whatever match is next is going to be the final match of this stream. You played me. You just wanted to get some shine for your next brother. I thought we were talking that. Hey, the Rib. I remember him. Okay, so this, yes. So I think tonight we're going to start seeing more of that long-term storytelling. We're going to have that short-term. I don't think we're going to get anything from Cody Brock because that's going to be a Monday night thing. And that's going to end up Backlash, which they have 3-4 more weeks to play that out. But the Bloodline, okay? Jimmy and Jay losing the titles, Roman not wanting to speak to them on Monday night, being sent away. Jay has a match with Sammy tonight. We're going to start seeing the Bloodline break. You're already seeing it in the face of Jimmy a little bit. You're definitely seeing it in the face of Jay. Solo, you're starting to see it a little bit in Solo. Pay attention. Look at his face. Look at the way he looks at Roman. You're starting to see it in Solo. They are not all 100%. Jimmy and Jay are probably... Jimmy is 50%. Jay is probably 75%. Well, take that back. Jay and Jimmy are both probably 50%. And the only reason why Jimmy's 50% is because Jay's in. Solo is 75%. Solo will be the last domino to fall. I think we may have something of a Jimmy Jay, Jimmy or Jay versus Roman at Money in the Bank, because Roman's not coming to Backlash. It's already been announced. He ain't gonna be at Backlash. Okay. Jimmy or Jay versus Roman at Money in the Bank, or Jimmy Jay versus Roman and Solo at Money in the Bank. And that's where we see Solo maybe the final straw, and Solo turn on Roman. What would be interesting is with Roman going on his hiatus, because we may see him sparingly over these next 2 months, if they put Jimmy or Jay in the King of the Ring tournament and they win. So now you have a build of, I'm just as good as you, if not better, because I've done something you haven't. All speculation. We don't know what's going through the mind of Triple H. But that could be an interesting build. On the flip note, you have Imperium versus the Brawling Brutes tonight. I don't see Imperium breaking up. Matter of fact, an interesting thought point, when Ilya is ready, I actually see them adding Ilya in the long when he comes up. So they would strengthen it. The Brawling Brutes, I think they may go their separate ways. I think Ridge and Butch might stay together, might tag a little bit, and might help each other out. But Tripp is wanting Butch to go back to being Pete, which is even if Pete never changed his persona, he just changed his name. Pete's a fantastic technical wrestler. I love watching him wrestle. I don't think it's going to be like a hard breakup. I don't know. I could see, Pete being the shameless, like, hey, you're making us look bad. We don't want to be around anymore. And maybe they do a match at Backlash. Maybe. Kind of a breakup match. I don't know. The card setup for tonight definitely feels like a different setup for compared to Monday. Granted, we didn't know what was coming in on Monday. We'll skip this one because we didn't get an announcement like we did tonight. I don't know. I think Endeavor may have heard you guys. It's a battle royal. I know I put my 2 cents in on several of my videos, on several tweets and everything. I mean, not anywhere near what the rest of the WWE fan base has done. I don't watch the bump. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to get on there and watch the bump live. I may only watch SmackDown in its entirety, and then the premium live events. But if you want me to be completely honest with these WWE events, hopefully in the future I'll be able to do a little bit more. But right now this is what I got. Let's get this guy. Let's get Big Daddy out of here. Alright, Big Daddy's gone. Let's see. Powerbomb him. Sit down. Come here, El Generico. I know it's El Original, but you are El Out-O. Trying to get away from them. Well, yeah. Come at me again, bro. All right, we're gonna take a look and see what we got over here first. Justine. Okay, so I only have one. Let's take a look. Joe, I don't have enough to do to upgrade him a little bit more. All right, guys. So this is it for tonight. Those of you who've tuned in, thank you. Those of you who'll be watching this on YouTube, thank you. You like what you see, subscribe. You know, let your friends know. Let's get my subscribers up for me, please. Have a good night, everybody, and let's see what happens tonight.